everybody. Welcome on into the Dungeon Lounge. It's me, Elizabeth. I am here for hobby time on Tuesdays because I need a break from Silent Hill. Hello, Cavalcadens. Hello, Mana, and hello, Nox. Where have I been? I've been right here. Right here. Sitting right here. That's where I've been. Where have you been? Anyway. Hope everyone's doing well. I should probably explain what the hecky this is. It was, and we announced on the Discord that we canceled it because we got tired. We had a very social day and our battery was all bleh, so we didn't end up streaming, which is I'm very sorry about. And I said that on the Discord message. I'm very, very, very. Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, I'm sorry. It was there. I didn't ping because I don't like to bother people with big pings. But yes, there was no stream on Sunday. I agree, and I'm sorry. But I'm here now. Hi. But yes, what is this? This is another cross stitch project I've been working on a little bit for the last little while. I'm going to put up a lower the volume. Okay. Spotify. Is that better? Is that I made Spotify go down? Yeah. Thumbs up. Okay. So this is a cross stitch project. It's from it's based off of Disco Elysium. Woo! Oh my god, 15 whole streams. Oh my god. You're like a super fan. So this is the final image that I am aiming to create with the cross stitching. So I think it's very lovely. If you're familiar with Disco Elysium, this image probably means something to you. Well, it's one of those things where it's kind of a spoiler, but if you don't know anything about Disco Elysium, this will not spoil you in and of itself, right? If that makes sense, or you mean spoilers because this is how the finished product is going to look? Yeah, like it's one of those things. Like if you show this to someone who's never seen Disco, they're not going to be like, Aerith dies. By the way, spoiler for FF7, which I'm not policing 20-year-old game spoilers. Anyway, oh my god, 40 streams. Is it a competition? Are you competing, Nox, with Grim, who's at 15? But yes. All right. I'm going to get actually working on this instead of staring at it, but we'll put that away. There we go. So right now, I'm kind of working on the cloud line that was in the final image. So you can see here. Snape kills Dumbledore. Oh my god. Fucking Harry Potter. All right. Let me get started. Gotta work on the fluffy clouds. If I can remember how to unwind this. How did I wind you? How did I make you? Oh, there it is. There it is. It was hiding. There we go. So for most cross stitch patterns, you when you get embroidery loss, it comes in things of six strands. You only need two though, two at a time. So you kind of got to separate out. There we go. Rosebud was a sled. Oh, that's even older. That's a boomer spoiler. Alrighty. So there we go. So we have threaded some thread with 2 strands. Ta-da. Unfortunately, this is kind of a bad color to work on. I just realized on stream because it is hard to see it. I do wonder if maybe for the purposes of stream, if I should switch over to a different color just for the sake of it being visible. Well, at least I've got this thread already threaded, so we'll at least do this one. But then I'll think about maybe switching colors. It's one of those things where it's like it worked better at the time, if that makes sense. you know, the supposed rich dude who has everything. And then, oh no, what is this rosebud he keeps asking for? What could it mean? And it's just him sad about his childhood. Okay, 1, 2. Ah. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're going to hear me counting a lot because that's, oh, and maybe hitting the camera as I flip this over to thread it. Whoop. Calamity Ganon. Those were like kind of funny. Lotus said so much, and they were just like, screw said, well, I mean, it was one of those things where like, while the movie was supposed to be like the deconstruction about like this asshole old man, like how he became the asshole old man, but it didn't change the fact that he was an asshole. So I guess you could feel bad for him or don't. Also, did anybody here watch the State of Play that came out today? I watched it before starting stream, and I have thoughts and feelings. Mostly, I'm very frustrated that Silent Hill Townfall and Control Resonant have the exact same release date. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do with this information, chat? I can't play both games. I can't play games simultaneously. I can only play one game at a time. I don't have that much of a brain. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is like, you kind of like when you're doing cross stitching is you kind of have to like cross stitch on itself in order to keep the stitch from slipping later. You should, I mean, I have a full-time job. I have to sleep sometimes and like have snacks and things. It's very hard. Life is very hard for me. You should all feel very, very bad for me. Actually, don't. I'm fine. I had my performance review last week and I got to exceed expectations, so I'm doing great. I don't know why I said it like that. They gave me a raise, so I'm not complaining. I mean, I could complain. Give me more money, but please give everybody more money. Please and thank you. I will use that money responsibly and definitely not to buy tacos, boba, and sushi in that order. Or maybe gummies. Or a parfait. I'm very food motivated, aren't I? I have to say, like, aside from that, there was like nothing really that was like, woo, from the State of Play. Like, there was a couple things where it's like, maybe if more information comes out, I'll get more excited. There was that, what was it called? Kumuri? The one about yokai hunting. That one I was kind of like, oh, the art style was interesting at least. And then there was Onimusha is one of those ones where it's like, I'm happy that it's getting more, but I don't care. I think, or that rather, that's not really what I meant it. Onimusha is not my kind of game, but for those who have been waiting for it, I'm very happy for them. My stitch slipped and I have to rethread my thread. This is going to happen a lot. We can start a counter for it, but then I'll get self-conscious. I just did it again. The unfortunate thing about this embroidery floss is that sometimes it is very slippery. Okay, there we go. The thread has been kept in place, so at least that part won't happen anymore. Ah! Rethreaded, all better. Crisis averted. as I'm working on this, I keep seeing cat hairs on the canvas, and I'm like, no, why is this happening? And it's called I Have Cats and They Have Fur. The end. I will say kudos to anybody who can stream day 5 days a week. I do not know how they do it. Then again, I guess like the full-time streamers are probably doing it like 5 days a week. So, which is good for them. Okay, nope, nope. There we go. Wah. Sorry. I will react to the music that I'm playing. It also will bounce around everywhere to every which way genre. I do not apologize for this. Also, kudos if you recognize where this is from without having to look at the Spotify thingy. And kudos where it actually is actually from. Ha. I should not look up how old this movie is, by the way. Oops, I gave a hint. I do apologize for anyone watching the VOD later because all the music will be gone. So they'll be hearing me react to music that doesn't exist for them. They'll think I'm crazy. That's not true. Actually, who knows? I shouldn't tell them how they do and do not react to me. So I got to the quote unquote end of Pocopia earlier this week, which I haven't been playing on stream because I play it too much to play it on stream because there's like dailies and everything like that. Anyway, so I got to, and basically the idea is like all your building abilities are based off Didio copying stuff. And like the final thing that you learn in like when you beat the game is basically just like, oh wait, I didn't want to do this stitch. Undo. Undo. Because the idea is you're rebuilding the world for your Pokemans. Where did I want to? Yeah, okay. You're rebuilding the world for Pokemon, and it's got like a lot of Minecraft and like what was the other one? Animal Crossing type elements. And it is very much once you've it's very tedious for the most part with the abilities that you learn up to that point. And then all of a sudden you basically unload like basically creative mode where it's just like, congratulations, you can fly. Also, you can like replace multiple blocks at a time. And it's like, why did you make me do it the slow way? Why couldn't I fly from the start? And I know like part of it is like, you know, the growth of power or whatever, but I still don't like it. Oh, I should try and keep this a little more centered. I apologize. I'm not used to cross stitching for like a camera. I will also note that if you're like watching this and you're like an expert cross stitcher and you're like you're doing it wrong, yes, I probably am. My formal training on cross stitching is what I read on the back of a package that so like years and years ago, a friend of mine bought me a cross stitch kit as a gift. And of course, I did said cross stitch kit because I like crafts. And like it came with like a little like beginner's booklet of like cross stitch 101 and that's all I've ever read on the subject. So if it's like you're missing steps, you're not doing this right, it's like yes, probably. Shh, don't worry about it. All right. And then when you're kind of like done with a series of stitches, you can kind of like loop it back on itself. And that keeps the stitch from slipping later. You go, meow. And then you take a little pair of scissors and you go, snip. Alrighty. Okay, so this is this needle. There we go. Here. There's another cat hair. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Please do not judge the back of my cross stitch. It's probably messy. Don't look at this. Do not perceive the back. See, all that matters is the front, how it looks on the front. Because no one ever sees the back once you're done. Unless you frame it really weirdly. In which case, hey, that's on you. And you know what? There's probably someone out there who's like, I don't want to see the front of your cross stitch. I only want to see the back. That person's weird, and I'm judging them quietly. Oh, here comes our CanCon. Come to the Dungeon Lounge. Let me stuck with listening to weird Canadian music. Haha. Whoop. I'm probably going to say whoop every time. It's important to have sound effects when you do things. Whoop. Otherwise, no one knows what you're doing. So, I mean, I guess if you're a ninja, don't do sound effects. Or you know what, do? Make like little like the sound of like the brushing of going through a tall hedge or something, like shh, shh, or something. But only if you want to be like in hard mode, a hard mode ninja. If you want your life to be easy as a ninja, don't make noise. And he had to go talk to a school counselor after this. I'm joking. Sorry. 4 stitches. Okay. It's kind of funny though, like seeing now like the musicians of my youth and are now like in their reunion tour years, and it makes me feel very, very, very old. It's like, go see Our Lady Peace, their reunion tour, and it's like, oh, okay. New content? No, we're just rehashing old hits. I don't mind them playing the hits, but still makes me feel very old. And of course, complain. Ticket prices for concerts are way too high. Wah. I'm gonna have to come across that. No, there. Wrong hole. That hole. You're also gonna hear that a lot. Wrong hole. Embroidery floss goes in the embroidery floss hole. It is amazing how versatile that phrase can be. Something in the way she explains to me. Please be careful, I exist in someone else's head. Oh no. Something in the way that she makes believe. I always feel a bit bad when I hear like musicians like when I did have an opportunity I think like pre-pandemic to see Our Lady Peace live, and the vocalist unfortunately cannot hit the falsetto high notes anymore. So like I always feel bad when that happens because it's like, oh man, age comes for us all. Well, except the vampires. Age doesn't come for the vampires. Or, you know, not me. 27 full wayable. 5 stitches. Okay. Cross stitching involves a lot of math, but not like big math, like little math. There we go. I have a hole. 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be 5. Also, Pacific Drive may show up while I am in my playlist. I do not apologize for this. I apologize for nothing. All my music choices are correct and 100% accurate and never wrong. That is my playlist. So take that. And whatever playlist you make for yourself is 100% right for you. I was just checking that the gap between these 2 points was accurate, which means I am correctly placing the stitches in the right places. She's what? No, wrong hole. Not that hole. Get there. In your right hole. I can barely see this. Oh my god. It's why this looks like I'm doing like nothing coming out on the Twitch. It's just like, she's just rambling while staring at this cross stitch thing. How dare this tan color look like the tan of the Ada cloth. Oh, wait, I don't want that stitch. I want, here we go. Here. They're all better. Didn't have to unwind a stitch, which is very frustrating when you have to do that. It's even worse is like when you notice like a mistake from like 20 stitches ago and then you have to unwind all of it and you're like, ah. I remember having like back in like this section, I got like some of the spacing wrong and I had to like undo like 3 whole rows to get back to the error. And it was just like, I was so mad the whole time. Because it's like, ah, oh, stupid, pass me. How dare pass me do this? The future me. Wait. Okay, still fix this. I need to drop down and do a row, and I missed my cue to do the drop down, but I can catch it on the way because we have to pass back and do the other half of the cross stitch. So an opportunity will represent itself. That's the thing I find, like sometimes like I can kind of get into a flow where I just start doing a whole row and forgetting when I need to stop. It's silly for me. Yeah. Am I gonna have enough length on this string to get, so like I want to try and get back to this point, and I only got this much string left. Can I make it? Can I make it? The tension is real. There's nothing worse than like being like having your thread is just like 1 or 2 stitches short of a section you're working on, and then you have to like get like a whole ass other thing just for like one cross stitch, and it's like, why is this my life? Maybe only I'm frustrated by that. I'm trying to be efficient with my thread usage. In this economy, you have to be very mindful of how much thread you use. Imagine having hobbies in this economy. There we go. I think I'll have just enough. And that's good. There we go. There we go. Whoop. You rolled the R. I like it when they do that. Okay, there we go. And we wind. No! No! Now I have to. How dare you do this to me in my time, in my hour of need, thread. I wouldn't do this to you. I missed. For some reason this song like makes me think of like a surfer rock where it's like it's a guitar basically, right? Sounds like surfer rock. Okay, there we go. Attempt 2. Don't slip, don't slip, don't slip. There we go. Tighten. Snip. All right. There we go. A little more of the clouds, which again, hopefully you can see. Hopefully you can see. So speaking of things that I was kind of I know when we were talking about predictions potentially for State of Play, Grimm had been kind of predicting whether or not Atlas's either Persona or the Persona remake or something Atlasy was going to show up. Unfortunately, it didn't. I mean, maybe Tokyo Game Show. Maybe Tokyo Game Show. Like, honestly, for me, I just want Persona 6 at this point. But I feel like we're getting Persona 4's remake before we're getting Persona 6, and I'm going to cry because they're going to bleed the Persona 5 engine for as much as they can get out of it. All right, so that is all done on this side. Okay. All right, so I will switch over to this other color because like there'll be more of this color that away, but I want to stay in this quadrant for now. So I'll switch to a more visible color. Oh, I don't have much thread on this one. I'm trying, and again, I guess I was trying to be economical. I was like, I can finish this one. I can use it somewhere. Okay, yeah, I can see where I can use it. Sorry. I was singing. I'm gonna do it again. See, I knew it. I am a sucker for buzz and la 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 la's. Okay. Yeah, we'll start out here. Do you think this is what goes through the heads of the ad mech? You know, like when they're like fighting, they got like techno going the whole time. I like to think they've got some a good playlist going. I mean, it's probably just all binary, you know, repeating for the Omnisire like 15 million times, but they put a sick beat to it, and you can kind of tolerate anything, which is sad when you think about it, because there's a lot of songs out there with questionable messaging, but like a sick beat to it, and you're like, oh wait, shit, bitch. I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do there. I see what you're trying to do there. Ooh, speaking of things coming out, Muse has a new album coming out later this month, and I'm excited. It's one of those things where, like, I remember when I first got into Muse, and I was like, "Wow, there's a lot of conspiracy theory weirdness in these songs." And it's like, you know what? It's a little weird, but fine, whatever. Let him be a weird little dude. And now it's like sometimes when I'm listening to it, especially with the stage of the world, and it's like, oh, maybe I should have listened more. Ah, well. I find Muse basically has two song types. He's either complaining about a relationship, or he's complaining about a specific conspiracy theory. Specific conspiracy theory. There. I can use words. Chat, can you say conspiracy? I can't. Oh, well, that's a better track record than the word cinnamon. Hey, I got it that time. Hey, my old foe cinnamon. Shit. I only get one, I guess. Now that I've drawn attention to it, my brain is like, cinnamon. I think whoop. Yeah. The thread has been secured. It shall not escape. I do like it's one of those things where it's like this is a very slow process, but I do kind of like the zen state you can kind of get with it, or like the steady progress. Like, man, I remember I've been working on this off and on since the start of the new year. And like there was a point where it was just, you know, just these little rows at the bottom, like me just doing this endless blue. And like, here I am now, slow and steady. It's one of those things where I think I've mentioned before, like way back the last time I was doing hobby streams. Like I like the idea of like doing a thing and having some fun while you're doing it. And at the end of the day, you got a cool thing to show for it. Either a mini or a cross-stitch project, or one I'd like to get into that I haven't really had the opportunity because it's hard to get access to is I'd love to try pottery. But you need access to a kiln. And they do exist in this area. Like I could find one, but you either have to pay for the space, or like when they do offer courses, because I would need assistance. Like I have never used a pottery wheel. I've never worked with it. I don't know. It's, you know, all that stuff, the ins and outs. I have to learn how to not suck at it, or at least how to learn from my mistakes and all that stuff. And it was hello again, Persona. Anyways, unfortunately, the studios that have a kiln, like when they do beginner courses, like they fill up extremely fast, and also they're not cheap because you have to pay for all the materials, you got to pay for the time of the crafters who were there to teach, and all that stuff. Wait, I sound like McDonald's for a second. So, since Persona keeps showing up on my playlist, what's your favorite Persona? It's a hard question for me because it's like, when Persona 3 first came out and I started playing it, like my brain was just absolutely like, oh my God, this is the best thing in the world. Why has no one done this like mix of gameplay before? I was like so freaking addicted. And like I was like contacting everyone I knew, and I'm like, hello, person that I have just met. Have you played Persona 3? Can I convince you to play Persona 3? If I bring my PlayStation 2 to you, can I persuade you to witness the glory that is Persona 3? I was such a like I joke sometimes, I was like, I'm such a pusher for it. Like it was just like, oh my God. And like 4 and 5 are stronger games. Like the mechanics are more refined. Some of the story beats work better and things like that. Like Persona 3 was proof of concept. 4 and 5 are refinements. But it's hard to like forget that initial experience where it was like, you're putting in the game, Burn My Dread starts up, and like you're going through this whole thing and you're like, wow. And yeah. Ah, well. Like I do hope that there's a part of me that would like to see them break from the balancing school and dungeon mechanics, if only because like I feel like where else can you go with it from here? But like on the other hand, it's like I know that Atlas is the printing money machine for Sega, so I don't see them being allowed to deviate for the formula if they'll be even allowed to make Persona 6. I'm not bitter, I promise. Anyway. Meow cat. Whoa. Whoa. Sorry. I told you I was a sucker for this stuff. When I am at a concert and they're like, go whoa, I'm like, I'm here for you. I'm going whoa. Can't stop me. The whoaing will happen. There we go. Whoa. Sorry. I will do it again. Whoa. Whoop. I can't remember this. Did this one win in the year of Eurovision that was in? I feel like it placed well, but it didn't win. I feel like that is what happened. Which I find is generally the fate of things in Eurovision, is the thing that was actually the most popular isn't the thing that wins for some stupid reason. Don't worry, it's not political. Whoop. Whoop. Okay, mouse, you're in the way. You have to leave. Goodbye. No, come on. Come on. No, there you go. Ah, oh no. Oh no. Okay. Sorry. It's been a little oopsie doopsie. Here we go. One string slipped, but not the other. So I had like a big like knot forming. It's not nice. But it's all going to be fixed now, and no one will ever know that I fucked up except the people who are in chat right now. So don't you folks snitching on me. You hear me, chat? Don't you snitch on me, or else I'll probably cry. That's really the only incentive I have to tell you to not do it, is I'll just cry. Be like, Chad, how could you do this to me? I'm just a little banshee trying to make a Disco Elysium cross stitch from a pattern I found on the internet. I will say, like, that's one thing I find that's really cool. The one thing I really like about cross stitching and the overlap with video games is that, like, if you want like a pattern of something, it exists, mostly because, like, especially if it's a sprite artwork based game, all of the, like, you can very easily get like a one-to-one, like last year in like December, I did a couple Pokemon ones as gifts for the holiday season. I did a Sylveon for my for a coworker friend of mine, and I did a Leafeon for Flora. And again, because there's so much sprite work available, it's very easy to find a pattern. So you can do the cross stitch all for yourself, or in this case as a gift, but you know what I mean. And I like that. Like, my big ambition is, I found like this absolutely massive pattern for the entirety of the map of Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and it's like the map before the Light World, and it's like I'd love to do that cross stitch and then put it over my bed. I want to put it over my bed, but like, one, time, and two, it's like, as I said, like this one, which is like, it's bigger, but it's not huge. Like at the end, it's going to be like what, like kind of the size of a couple of my hands. And I started this one like in January-ish. And like, not like I've been like super doing it. Like, you know, I could have been pursuing it more aggressively to complete. But it's still like, it's slow. Which is both a positive, but when sometimes you just want a thing to, you know, hang it on a wall, it's not. It's too slow. Okay, actually, I want to check something on the back. I feel like I might have a knot. Whoop! Oh no. Okay. Phantom knot feeling. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. I find sometimes as you start to like have where the colors intersect, like you have to be careful so you don't get like the threads kind of tangling with each other, and it makes it kind of like it makes the Points look muddy. Which maybe sometimes is what you're going for, but it's not what I'm going for, Joe. Definitely gives me a whole respect for like sprite art. Because it's like, you know, when you're kind of like working on it one by one, you're like, especially like when I was in the start where I'm just like, this doesn't look like anything. Ah. But like as you get more through it, you're like, oh, look, it's a people or it's a thing. Okay, there we go. There we go. Why do I keep saying that? Like, oh my God, there you go. No, you have to go up. Nah. No, not that hole. That hole. There we go. You must exit through the correct hole, not through the incorrect hole. If you're going from the incorrect hole, then we have a problem. Yes, hello? No. I always find it weird when like tracks kind of sample like what's it called? Old movies, and it's like I have no context for this. Which I suppose is part of the point, but does current music still do that? I don't listen to current music, so I don't know. That's not true. I do listen to some current music, but mostly from artists I already know. Whoop. There we go. Okay. Woo! Ritual. That human sacrifice. I wouldn't know anything about that. Okay. So I'm just kind of plotting what next section to work on, but yeah. I do like, again, like, I can start seeing, like, it's the shape of clouds. Oh my God. In the sky. Actually, I might want to grab out a third color. I'll finish this thread first, but I think because there's a third color that basically fills in the clouds, and I might grab that out to work on because I would like it to look cool. Which it's going to look cool regardless, but I don't know what I'm saying. All right. Whoop. Nope, that one. There we go, that one. Whoop. Okay. Oh, sorry. I had to include you in the process. It Get through the hole. Get through the, well, sorry, not the hole. This is a loop. Get through the loop. Get through the loop. There we go. A little too much extra thread. We want to maximize our stitches. Okay, that'll go. I have to make sure that I'm hydrated when I do cross stitching because I need to be able to like put a little bit of saliva here so I can get the strings nice and smooth and flat to fit through the hole on the, what is it, eyelet? I can't remember the name of this. I can't remember the name of the hole on. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to know. I'll just make up a name for it. I'll name it Bobby. Okay. Okay, no, there's, I won't be able to loop the thread through that piece. Okay, that's okay. I got two. Two should do. Who is enough? Oh, wow. Spotify, you're going for some old stuff here. Or like stuff I added like years ago. God, I might be having a revelation about what must be in a song for me in order for me to like it. And apparently laws and loos and oohs may be a requirement. Concern. Okay. All right. Also guitars. I require guitars. I like guitars. I wish I could play guitar. I mean, I could probably learn, but eh. Eh. The only instrument I could play with that I had any training in was the flute. Boop. Okay. That part's done. All right. So part of the reason why I was thinking of going to like another stitch is like this entire section is now bounded. So I know I don't have to count the stitches as diligently because I just know it is filled. It is filled with the color. This section is bounded, but not all of it is the color. I still need to add some more of the, what would that be? Khaki? What is the official name of this color? I'll look it up because it's on my pattern after I loop the stitch, make it secure. Get under there. Get under. Eat it. Eat it. Get under there. Why won't you go under? Fuck you. Okay, fine. Fine. There. Now I can do it. Ah. No, I don't want that one. Too much. There we go. There we go. Whoop. All right. So what is the official color on that according to the pattern? Not that's the wrong thing. That's my key. This is mocha brown light. And then this color that is visible is off-white. And then I need tan, ultra very light. What are these names? Ultra very. Ultra very. All right, so we'll go to the this is my container of all my cross stitchy colors, my embroidery threads. The colors are labeled numerically. So like this is the smallest number leading to the biggest number over here. So they go like this. Look at them. You may not have any. All right, what is the number of the color I need? 739. 742. Here it is, 739. Come out. Get out. Ta-da! Tan, ultra very. Yeah, I don't want to make the threads too long. Because then you're just going to get knots. You're just going to get knots. That's how I feel every morning when I have to go to work. Angry guitar bee noises. All right. Yes. I do wonder sometimes, like when I like finish some of these parts, it's like if the colors are like too close in color, and it's like no one's going to be able to tell the difference between mocha brown, ultra very tan, and off white. Feels like when you're at that when you're a paint store, and it's like, what color do you want to paint your wall? And it's like, why are there so many colors? It's not fail. Also, why do they have dumb names? Also, one of them sometimes like it's even worse when they sound like food, like delicious food. They're a little tangled. Speaking of this song made me think that season 2 of X-Men 97 is going to be coming out soonish, I think. I can't recall if it's coming out in June or if it's coming out in July, and just more trailers are coming out in June. Uh-oh. I did not just almost lose my needle. I did not. Don't worry about it. I like season 1 of X-Men 97, but I don't know. I feel like less excited by Marvel stuff recently. I think I just got too burned out by MCU. I did see, speaking of the conglomerate that is Disney, I did see Mandalorian and Grogu last week, which is, I'm going to say, fine. It was, like, let's put it this way. If you are heavily invested in the Mandalorian and Grogu, yeah, by all means, go see it. You'll probably enjoy it. And I did, like, for the most part, enjoy it. But, like, if you're like, be like, oh, there's going to be something that happens in this movie that, you know, makes it vital for the Star Wars Disney canon. No, not really. Not that I can tell. It really just, in the end of the day, just felt like another episode of the TV series, just longer. Which, you know, again, I enjoy The Mandalorian, so I'm not exactly complaining, but it does one of those things where it's like, why did it need? I guess the question is, it's like, why did it need to be a movie? Why not just make another season of the show? But maybe they thought it would sell better as a movie. I don't know. Honestly, I'd like to see more stuff like Andor. Oh yeah, there was a Wolverine trailer in the state of play too. Which I mean, fine. Wolverine's fine. I don't know. I feel like I've been overexposed by Wolverine. Like Hugh Jackman's great as Wolverine. I'm not complaining, but it does feel like whenever they want to make the X-Men relevant, they're like, we require the Wolverine, and it's like, oh, do we? Do we really? There are other X-Men. There's a lot of mutants. A lot of them. Have you considered using one of them instead? But probably not. You have to go for the marketable one. The Midnight Suns one that came out recently was actually not bad, but I think that was just Marvel in general. Yeah, because like Blade was in it and stuff like that. I want Blade. I want a Blade movie. Okay, so we're gonna have a little rant. Sorry, rant time. Art projects down. It's time for Elizabeth to have a little rant. So there is a TV series that I've been watching with Graham, usually between other shows, and it is called What We Do in Shadows. The basic premise is that you've got a group of vampires roommating together in a house in Staten Island. There's a movie too, which has, like, I believe, a New Zealand setting because that's where the director is originally from. But the TV series is set in Staten Island, and you got three vampires living together: an energy vampire named Colin Robinson, and various other characters. They're like a familiar and stuff like that. Anyways, at one point, the vampires do a fucky wucky and they get in trouble. They have to go before the Vampire Council. And like, the Vampire Council is just populated by actors who have played vampires in the past. So they had like Tilda Swinton. They had Wesley Snipe on a Zoom call because he's the Daywalker vampire. And it's just like, oh my God. Anyways, I miss Blade. Blade's a good one. Particularly if you're going to rewatch the Blade movies, rewatch Blade 1 and Blade 2. We do not talk about Blade 3, which seems to be a lot of the late 90s, early 2000s Marvel output, because like you had Spider-Man 1 and 2. Great. We don't talk about Spider-Man 3. And the same with Blade. We don't talk about Blade 3. Like, I mean, the most interesting thing about it is you get to see Ryan Reynolds when he's attempting to be a serious actor before he realizes he can't be serious and he just should be funny. Which, sorry, Ryan Reynolds. From one Canadian to another, I think you're great, but lean into what you're good at. Anyways, rant over. Also, you should watch What We Do in Shadows. It's really funny. It was, I don't know what streaming service carries it now, which you think I would know because I'm watching it, but teehee, shut up. I know the movie is on Netflix. That was my first exposure to What We Do in Shadows before it got the TV series. And I do recommend that. The best way I can describe the comedy level is for any person who has ever played Vampire the Masquerade or has LARPed Vampire, that is the experience of What We Do in the Shadows. And that is both the good parts and the bad parts. Or not. Sorry. Pod watchers, I'm responding to the song. That's what I do. How visible is this? Okay, so yeah, this color is not as bad as off-white for visibility on the camera. Needle, please. There we go. Perhaps I should have resumed the hobby streams while I was in the green state, the green layers. How was I to know the camera would betray me? Oh, wait. Sorry. 1 second. I know no one's redeemed it, but I need to stretch my back because I have been hunched over for over an hour. And that's not good for your back. So I'm stretching. You can't stop me. Oh, something just cracked. Ow. My spine. Oh, I'm going to need that. Okay. My hands are cramping a little bit too, so we're going to just do some little stretches. Oh, ow. Oh, that middle finger just, I felt that pop. Ow. Okay. I find with painting, I don't get as bad finger cramps. I think because I'm not doing like this is very like repetitive, like stitch in and out. Where painting can be a repetitive moment, but it's not. It's not in the same repetition over and over. If you get what I mean. I would like to go back to mini painting as well. I have missed it. I have too many crafty hobbies, I guess. Because I've also seen like some mini kit, like some like miniature kits, like the magical cafe that I did a while ago. I've been seeing some of those, and like my brain is like, you can make that, do that. It's fine. You just drop the beat and don't stop. Oh, ow. Sorry, I just banged my headphones off of my overhead light. And it was surprising. I'm just trying to get to the end of the line with this thread. How far can I push it? I can maybe get 5 more stitches out of it. We'll see. Because you have to like be mindful, like you're like, oh, that's a lot of. You're like, you might look at me like, hey, that's a lot of thread. You could do a bunch of like, they're just little stitches, right? But you have to be able to turn the needle around and stab. So that needle takes up a certain amount of thread-based real estate. You must have a method with which to send the thread through the hole. Billy Joel is here. I always find it so funny when Billy Joel shows up in The Voice. I don't know why. Maybe that's the point. Saturday, I said I'm sorry. Sunday came and crashed it out again. The song is I Have a Drinking Problem. This is actually one of my dad's favorite songs. He blared it so loud on road trips. It's like, we're going to the college, we're driving to the college, sure. We're going to listen to Billy Joel for 3 hours. Yeah, this is the drinking and driving part. That's not safe. You don't do that. Bad Billy Joel. You may be right. I may be crazy. Oh, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Snip. You may be wrong for all I know, but you may be right. Bow, down, now. It's funny. My sister messaged me not too long ago, and she's like, I want to go take a trip to cottage country. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. She's like, do you know of any place that's not 3 hours drive? And I'm like, I don't know. Oh, hello, Eldritch God of Canada. How you doing? I am doing a cross stitch. I am making, it is from Disco Elysium. So this is what I've got so far here. I've got a representation of what the final will be. Yeah. That is the aim. How you doing? Are you working on anything? Because I know you've been posting the crocheting that you've been doing. Have you started a new project? Sorry, I just might have well rambled that out. Between bouts of thank you. Between bouts of Billy Joel. Now. At some point, I should probably go to my sister's house and steal all of my parents' records. Oh, you're going to make things to sell at the Pride convention? Oh, cool. Oh, that sounds awesome. That's awesome. Like, what kind of things are you going to be making? Like, you're going to make scarves, you're going to make hats, you're going to make gloves. You're going to make little, a friend of mine, her sister does crocheted Pokemon, and she makes them to sell at conventions as well. And so, like, that's kind of her little niche. I hope the progress is also going well, like in terms of, I've only, sorry, small blanket. Oh, hats and scarves. Oh, nice. You know what? Kirby does demand a lot of fluff. He is a void. There's a void inside of him that can only be filled with stuff. I remember, like, once I did a convention table, like I got an artist alley table with a friend, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna do my crafting and I'm gonna sell it at a convention. And I will say, like, it went okay. I would call it at the end of the day, I broke even that year. And, you know, for a first timer, that's nothing to complain. That's, you know, that's not a complaint. But like, I remember like that, you know, the final week, like I'm sitting there, I was making Jack Frost plushies, and it was just like, and at that time I didn't have access to a sewing machine. So I was hand stitching these Jack Frost plushies. And it was just like, you know, I was already working full time by that point. So it's like my hands are, I think I might have given myself a slight case of carpal tunnel, because it was like, you know, my 9 to 5 is typing, compute, you know, all that stuff. And then I'm going home and I'm just hand stitching. Oh man. Because I was deep in my, it's like when I was doing all those Jack Frost plushies, it was just when Persona 3 had come out. or not, or had been like in the last year or something. So it was like Jack Frost is the hot shit. I will make plushies of him. I also did a King of All Cosmos, but I ended up not selling the King of All Cosmos because that was a lot of work. Because the King of All Cosmos's rainbow head requires, like, I ended up having to I wasn't comfortable like doing it through needlework, so I painted all those details. It came out lovely, but I didn't feel comfortable selling it. The other thing I did made a lot of plushies of is, if you're familiar with the Atelier series, I made Poonies, which are basically just like, if you're familiar with Dragon Quest or whatever, they're basically just little slimes, but I thought they were cute. I wonder if I can, like, because I didn't, like, there was a couple that I ended up keeping, and they're, like, in storage, and it's like, sometimes I was, like, wonder, maybe I should, like, pull them out and be like, I made these. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. No, we're not going across, we're going down right now. Did I get the right color? I have three colors out right now, and I'm having a case of, did I get the right color out? Uh-oh. This color. Okay, yeah, it's the right color. Okay, good. Oh, no worries. Also, I was going to try and make weighted plushies. Oh, nice, as well as neck pillows. Ooh, but also want to do plushies where I can remove stuffing for kids who maybe make a mess of the plush. Oh, you know what? That's awesome. That's a really great idea. And I find, like, also, like, nowadays, like, especially like for vendors who want to sell plushies, if they wanted to have like an online portion to their business, like for purposes of shipping, it's usually easier to like sell the shell and then be like, either offer a separate option to ship it with the stuffing, or be like, hey, I'll sell you the shell, and if you want to figure out stuffing, that's on you. Because I know a friend of mine got a Snorlax plushie, and that's what they did. They shipped just the Snorlax shell, and she's having to find stuff. I know. I'm wearing my human guise for the purposes of not alarming you with my banshiness on stream. Hello, Lady Beaver. Are you bothered by the wiggling of my fingers yet? Ooh, wait till it's winter. Yeah, they'll be blue then. It's summer. I'm flush with heat. The blood has been slowly coursing through these veins. I did it again. Elizabeth, we're going down and then across. We are not going across. Stop it. I've had to unthread and rethread this like 3 times now because I keep getting distracted and then I keep doing the wrong stitch and then I have to keep undoing it. It's not your fault, chat, by the way. It's my fault. I'm the one who's getting myself, who can't remember how to make stitch go. There we go. That's the right direction. You want to know a really, really fast way to bother Grim? Tell Grim that you're cold when it's hot out. Yeah, the human flesh gloves. My thread's nodding a little bit. No. It was a matter of time before this happened. There we go. Yep. Don't want to alarm the people. Also, I mean, like, trying to work with, like, my true banshee talons with all this thread, I'll just end up shredding it, right? I know, I do. I get cold very easily. My temperature regulation has gone out the window and I'm inappropriately tempered. I have the wrong temperature at any given moment. I did it again. See, as you can see, only one, I don't know how visible it is, but only one thread came through and not the other one, so I got to rethread. Ah! Whoop. Again, I apologize. Every time I flip this, I am going to say I'm going to make a sound. Some things require a sound effect whenever you take the action, and the flipping of the embroidery hoop gets a whoop. Like if I have a lightsaber, I'm going to make them wow, wow. You know that sound. Oh, what is this? Where do you go away? How are the volume levels doing, Grim? Did I? Because one of those things I find sometimes, like one song on Spotify is like particularly loud, but then everything else is quiet, or vice versa. Sometimes the volume is not balanced across. Yeah. I just realized I was doing something bad with my feet, and now my ankle hurts. I've been like kind of like crossing my legs underneath the table, and it was not a good position. I have a bad habit of like trying to like curl up while I'm doing stuff like this. So, Canadia, what is your deadline to get all your craft stuff ready? I need to know how much rooting is required, or how much oh no all nighters are happening. Hopefully none. I do not recommend it. Oh, Grim. Did you see Ray's photos from the Final Fantasy 14 museum? I am very jelly. Mostly because Moogle plushies. One sec. Yeah, no problem. Take all the time you need. I will be here at least until 11 p.m., which point I will not be here. I will log off and probably then go to bed. That's not true. I will probably watch Grim play Final Fantasy Tactics and find Chocobos funny. I will say, despite my struggle about what to play, because stupid Silent Hill and stupid Control coming out on the same day, I will ultimately probably be playing Control first out of the two. Mostly because I know that I played all the other Remedy games, so I feel like it's like that's the one that's like most, I don't want to say owed, but it's like Silent Hill Soundfalls are, as far as I understand, is more standalone than Control would be. You're a burb? Okay. Ooh. So funnily enough that this band came up. So I mentioned that a new Muse album is coming out in June. So they're going to be having a concert in July. And Block Party is actually going to be one of the opening acts. So I'm very excited for that because I like both of them. One of the few cases where it's like the opening act is like, hey, I know them. I'm going to go with my sister because she was apparently Block Party was supposed to be performing in the area last year, but they canceled because they were mean. Well, probably not mean, just probably something came up. Shit happens. Anywho, so for her, it's her chance to recoup the loss that she suffered. All right, let's put that down for a second. Quick hand stretch. Don't end up with a hand cramp. There we go. A little bit of hydration. Oh, what am I drinking? This is what I'm drinking. It's 0 sugar. But I don't know. The cream soda edition is very lovely. I like it. And it's not the same as Coke. Don't try and play that card on me. Like, I am okay with both Coke and Pepsi. It's just I find different moods, you know? But I'm not some sort of like elitist about my sodas. So I find having, after switching to like zero and diets, it's hard to go back to like full sugar stuff. They're almost like too sweet now. But your mileage may vary. Come on. There we go. Wait, isn't it really late for you, Lady Beaver? Like the wee hours of the morning? Shouldn't you be in bed? I am concerned. Come on. There we go. If it is sleeping time, you should be sleeping. But also, I'm not your mom, so do what you want. Yeah. Cool. So we got a whole section filled in. Ooh. Okay, so I want to do more of this one. So I need this color. Yep. Ultra tan. Very light. Ultra very. Oh, this is an old one. How did you end up in here? Like I have control over don't have control over my playlist or something. Mm-hmm. Okay, what stitches do we need next? All right. Okay, we can do. Oh. But there was a very specific era of music where there was like a lot of like this kind of like style of background vocals of like the, I don't know if chanting is the right term, but like oh wait, oh no. Okay. Or not oh no, but like kind of just there we go. Okay. Got the string a little tangled, but it's all better. There we go. I keep saying that. I'm so repetitive. Okay. And now I'm self-conscious about it. There you go, you hosers. How you doing there, eh? I was kind of find it funny. Like you got like different accents like in the world. It's like, oh, the French accent sounds so romantic, or like, you know, the British accent sounds so refined. And it's like, no one's gonna say anything about like that for the Canadian accent, right? No one's like, wow, the Canadian accent so romantic. It's like, hey there, how you doing there, hosers? What do you think about that rain, eh? I did again. I did the like stitching on itself. There we go. Bad banshee. You're making yourself more work. You shouldn't make yourself more work, mostly because you're a lazy person. I'll thread it. Whoop. Scissors, why are you in the way? Stop it. Go over there. My scissors were annoying me. So I will banish the scissors to the Shadow Realm. Ha! Hi, Claire Obscure. How are you doing? It's been a whole 5 minutes since I've seen you last. See, that was one thing I was so frustrated about. So Europe got a whole series of live performances of orchestra coming out to perform the Claire Obscure music, but no, they didn't come to Canada. Nobody comes to Canada. Shitfish. I require Lorian. I require you to come with Alicia, or not Alicia, Aline, and perform Claire Obscure for me. Thank you. You can bring Ben Star too. I don't ask for a lot. I don't think my demands are extreme. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would also pay money dollars to see them. I wonder how much the spoilers would be in the choral vocals of the soundtrack if you know how to speak French. I don't. I'm a bad Canadian. I only speak English and the amount of French required to read a stop sign. Arrêtez. I used to speak more when I was in school, but I didn't keep up with it. Unfortunately, the French teacher at my high school was a pervert, so at a certain point, all the girls stopped taking French. And they were like, why are all the girls not taking French? And it's like, maybe don't hire a fucking pervert. Why are all the girls taking shop? Teacher in that class is actually, well, I mean, he was high most of the time, but at least he wasn't being a pervert. Drama. So, question. Now that I've mentioned high school and it's come up, is there anyone here who understands the appeal of going to your high school reunion? Oh no. Ugh, they were being picky, weren't they? Fine. Well, we have to go to Shoppers to get your package. Shoppers does do passport photos, so I guess we could kill two birds with one stone. Welcome back. Welcome back, Eldritch God of Canada. Na, na, na. Yeah, that is annoying. I get you. So Grim, as he's mentioned in the past, two birds, one stone. Yeah, because Shoppers does passport photos, and they also contain the Canada Post Office that you require to pick up your package. So we will, yeah. So we will get a picture and obtain your package. I don't know why I'm the fingers. So sorry. Also for question, the Pride is on the 21st. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. So you got some time, but it's also frighteningly soon. Is the way I would put it. Because like that would I would say like say for instance like because like back when I did cosplay for conventions, like I would be at a pressure point at this point for stuff I have left to do. Ooh, small things like hats. Yeah, hats. I like small hats. You got invited for reunion three. So interesting. Did you go? Oh wait, that would have been just when you were. That would have been just when you were immigrating, wouldn't have been? So maybe you didn't get to go. Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like there was an invitation from mine, but it's like one, with the exception of like the core group of friends that I had in high school, everyone else were kind of assholes. Yeah, you're already in Canada by that point, so yeah, fair enough, fair enough. But let's put it this way: if you were not in Canada and the high school reunion was in your vicinity, would you have considered going, or would you have been like, nah, forget that? I don't work out of school. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely also that part. Like, I don't know. It just feels like it'd be if you go to a reunion, you're just going to be like a whole lot of posturing where it's like, I am a banker. I became partner of KPMG. Oh my god, I run a successful franchise of Lululemon. Like it just feels like it's I don't know. Like it just feels like you're going out there to puff your chest and be like, look at me, and it's like define high school. Okay, so that would be um the period, the kind of like immediate, like for me, so I did grades 9 to OACs. Um, and that would be age about 14 to 18 or 19. Yeah, grades don't make sense to me. So yeah, for about ages 14 to 19 would be the range that's covered by those grades. Also, dance break, finger dancing. I'm sorry for people watching the VOD where it's like, it's just silence. What are you doing? Okay, sorry. I'll promise I'll get back to work. I promise I'll get back to work. That was a class different. Oh, you'd go? Okay, that's awesome. Well, yeah, but that sounds like it sounds like you had a good class. So. It's like when they do the reunion, it's like everybody in that grade. And like for me in high school, that would have been about I'm gonna say about 300 students. So like so many of them I didn't even know or only knew by like reputation, if that makes sense. Wait, how do I do this? Get that part. Okay, so I can do this part. Yeah. No, I'm actually gonna start here. Okay. It's amazing the power Bohemian Rhapsody holds to get people to stop whatever they're doing and start singing. Like you can play just about anywhere and people just start belting in it. 18 hours is college for me, and yeah. Like for me, that would be when I entered university. So yeah, and yeah, like I've gotten like invitations from my university to be like, hey, one, give us a donation, and two, come back to this. And I mean, like let's be clear, like a lot of the reunions they use as an opportunity to farm for donations, but I don't know if I did. I don't think I'd want to go back. Like my best experiences in university generally were with they had an anime club during the fan sub days, and it's very much one of those things where I like, suspect one, the club probably doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't need to exist anymore, right? Not with the age and the rise of streaming services for anime, you don't need really the fan dub community. Mm-hmm. I kind of find it kind of funny because like I find like you get two people coming out of like the education system. You get people who are like who have so much nostalgia from it because I think that was when they peaked in their life. And then you got the people who are like, you will drag me kicking and streaming to back to any sort of function. Keep me away from them. Keep me away. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Maybe that's just my experience. But I will say, like, I do have the good fortune that I am still in contact with friends that I had in high school. And I think that is not uncommon, but not common either. Like, no, nope, 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 nope. There we go. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the frustrating thing I found about school is like your peer group is just basically people the same age as you who live in the same area as you. So it's like you can luck out and meet wonderful people and form lifelong friendships, or you can also just meet a bunch of assholes who you have to be stuck with for your education. Never mind, the education system, at least the Canadian one, can't speak for other countries, just being woefully inequipped to handle anything outside of child sits quietly for 8 hours, which in some respects, it does really feel like sometimes, like especially in a kind of, I think the pandemic highlighted it, where it's like the education system is nice and all, but we require a babysitting service so the parents can go to their jobs and run the economy, please. Thank you. Am I jaded? No, not at all. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 4, 5. Okay, five. Five again. I can do 5 stitches. I can do it 9 times. If I can find the hole, not that hole. But it's kind of funny, like thinking about like how like the right or even the wrong teacher can like really define how much of your trajectory like you'll take in terms of like maybe what programs or education or courses or things you'll like. As I mentioned, like I think if I had a different teacher option at my high school, I might have kept up with French, but I didn't because the teacher was known to be not great. We'll keep it to that simple. Not great. Whereas maybe if the teacher had been good or supportive or whatever, maybe more people would have stuck with French and now wouldn't just be like that. Or but I remember I had some very supportive science teachers when I was going through school. And yeah, I did end up going through a STEM field in university, which again, if different teachers, that might have been a different experience. Because I remember like when I was looking at, coming out of high school, going into university, being like, I got to pick my degree, I got to pick my program. I was debating between uh, computer programming, engineering, probably again in a computer field, and funnily enough, writing. I did a lot of what would now be termed light novel fiction, though at the time there wasn't really a term for it yet. So like original fiction, but of the light novel style. And like it was just one of those things where like between both to be I don't want to be like derogatory, but like my parents were very much like writers don't make money. You'll never get a job. And The English teachers were not supportive of my light novel fiction because they didn't get it. Now, the funny thing is, I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like, not like I was too early, but like, you know, like kind of like one of those things like where if, I think if I were doing that type of writing now and had the proper term for it, like, oh, it's light novel fiction and things like that, it would be more marketable, I think is the best way to put it, as opposed to being like, what do we do with this weird fantasy isekai bullshit? Did I write a Mary Sue? Maybe. Where is the writing? Lost to the ages of the floppy disk. Ha ha ha. You shall never find it. Mostly because I don't think it exists anymore. Probably got lost somewhere during one of my many moves in life. Or, you know, damaged by a magnet. Probably. Probably. Here's my AU fiction of Ben Starr, or not Ben Starr, of Verso and Gustav realizing their unrequited affection for one another without the constraints of, you know, the plot. There is definitely another timeline where I am a Fujoshi. Completely unashamed. But we don't live in that universe, so now I am ashamed of my writing. If that writing has somehow survived and is somehow found, I would like cringe and die of embarrassment right on the spot. Nope, that's not the right spot at all. There's the right spot. Whoop. Wrong way. Ooh, ooh. What did I say? There is a through line of the music I like, and it involves weird mouth sounds. All right. Whoop. All right. So yep, that area now is ready to be filled in. Cool. Where is my? What are you? What are you again? Tan ultra very light. um, are you tan ultra very light? Yes, you are tan ultra very light. Where'd my needle go? There it is. Scissors, you must leave. Na, 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 na. Okay. Yeah, it's a good place to start. I just realized I also have a lot of Brit pop or Brit rock, I guess, in my playlist. Yep. was someone better, I wish. I was someone better, I wish. Better, I wish. The other observation I've been told is apparently Grim has observed that my music is more depressing than his taste. And that's okay. Ah, sorry. Camera, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Are you all right? Okay. I hit it with the frame. The hoop. The hoop. And they find me. Something nodding? Oh no, it's okay. Okay. I had that moment for a second where like I thought the thread was nodding on itself, which happens, and you have to be mindful of. It's not good. It is a waste of thread. Also, it makes your back ugly. Oh, so something I did. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's only one thread. Ah, no. I'll fix it. There we go. There we go. Please don't shame me. Silence. Silence. But I needed that. There we go. All better. Oh, don't hit the camera with your headphones. That is bad. Camera goes shaky. No one likes it. They will remember it and make fun of you later. Okay, I'm going to finish this line and then I'm going to take another stretch break because my back is starting to tell me that I need one. And by that, it's like making grumpy feelings. Hold on. Mouse, you're in the way. I wonder what it's like to like, because like it's happened a few times now where it's like you got people who like put up their fan fiction for a thing, and then they're like, you know what, this is actually maybe just a decent story, and they're like, I'll go to the trouble to kind of like quote unquote file off the serial numbers to make it an original piece of fiction. Um, and then like like it goes like crazy successful because it's like that's kind of the story of both like Twilight, not Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, and then like I think Heated Rivalry also had a similar origin. But I could be mistaken on that one. I think the story that I heard was that, oh, wait, I have to take a stretch break. I said I was going to take a stretch break. Take care of your back. That originally Heated Rivalry started as a supernatural fan fiction, like a Castiel Dean fan fiction originally, I think it was. Oh, ow, I just cracked. Why is it my middle fingers that pop and crack so badly when I'm doing this? All right, and now the big stretch for my back. Oh, fuck. Oh, my shoulder. That was a crack. That was a good crack. My back is mad at me. I might need an RMT. That's not true. I can sleep it off. I can sleep it off. And a drinky while we're here. Okay. Back to work. Back to the cross-stitching mines. The children yearn for the cross-stitching mines. I wonder if the lead singer of Power Man 5000 is like jealous of Rob Zombie. I should probably explain that statement. So, like Rob Zombie is, fairly successful music man, did Dragula, does movie directing, all that stuff. His brother, I believe his stage name is Spider with a Y, as you do. He's the lead singer of Power Man 5000. And like Power Man 5000 is not unsuccessful, right? They've done multiple albums, they've had tours and shit, but they're not Rob Zombie famous, right? So I just wonder, like in cases where you have like two siblings who go into like a very similar field, like what the feelings are like, what the ego is like. So I feel like there could be like a lot of jealousy where it's like, why don't I have the success of Dragula or something like that? Someone could write a fan fiction about that. Actually, don't. Probably don't. You know what? My idea. Don't take it. Actually, that's not true. I'm not. For all my creative or other endeavors, probably writing is not something I'm going to get back to anytime soon. Mostly because as soon as I reread my own writing, I just go, and I just delete it all now. I have learned shame that I did not have as a child. The wubs are here. Whoop. How's the back doing? Okay, good. No more nodding on itself. Millennial rage, that's me. Just joking. I'm trying to figure out in my head a way to shorten Eldritch God of Canada that is like just so that way I'm not saying Eldritch God of Canada every time. And like my brain is like, well, you could do like initials like EGC, and it's like, wait, no, that doesn't sound right. Or it could do like LD or like Eldritch, and it's like, Or alternatively, Canny, Canadian. I guess is an option. If you have thoughts or feelings on this, please chime in. Alternatively, you are not required to. I will continue pondering. If I have any revelations of note, I will declare them. Where are you? There you are. Organs are here. You know, I know what one of the best instruments in the world is? The organ. If someone made a song entirely of guitars and organs and loud violins, I'd be very happy. Hi, Grim.
A third song has hit the feed.
Beg your pardon?
A third song has hit the feed.
Oh. What third song?
It's the third version.
Oh, no. Okay, here. I'll pause. Okay, you're not?
I'm
Okay.
going to wholeheartedly to abuse you.
Oh, no. I think that second one you played was the best one. Are you here to do your Procopia dailies, Grim?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're here to... Okay. Honestly, that's the one thing I'm surprised that Feral Beast has not stopped by to bless the chat with her presence. She usually does it when I'm here doing creative endeavors. She's like, Mother, please.
Which one?
Orange? The orange one, yes. It's the stupid one.
Orange.
The stupid baby. Not the stupidest, but still stupid. And you'd be like, you might be like, tempted to be like, don't be mean, Elizabeth. They'll call your cat stupid. No.
She's stupid.
She's very stupid.
She's dumb.
She's very dumb. We did the test from the internet. She's done. We have a revelation. She is stupid.
Most cats would have any level of self-preservation and be like, oh, well, I'm being pushed to a wall slightly, not even shoved or like pushed hard. It's just slightly pressed against it. Maybe I should put my paws against it. No, she just...
brace. Worse yet, she purred.
Yeah, she enjoyed it.
Oh, sorry, camera.
Violent.
I know. Come see the violence inherent in the system.
Alright, gotta grab a drink.
Hey, goodbye. Say goodbye to Grim Chat. He's leaving. He's leaving. Leaving forever. Where's that third? Oh, that'll do. Beep. All right. All right. So I'm gonna need more of the tan ultra light something ultra wide. Where's it? There we go. I'm gonna make it longer. Beep. Go away. Every time I don't make you go away, I regret it. Okay. So I was organizing my leftover pile. Okay. 1 second. My headphones needed to be readjusted. My earphones have noise canceling, so when Grim comes by, I have to take like part of my headphones off so I can hear the words he says. But otherwise, then I can't, and then it's just frustration for everybody. Traded. I have to admit, chat, this is kind of making me want to play Mechanicus 2. So the song is from the Mechanicus 1 soundtrack, in fairness, but it's like, the Wub Wubs are here. I'm thinking of the Protaxi, my beautiful flying boys, my very beautiful, stupid flying boys. Is all the fire practical? Probably not. Am I going to keep doing it? Probably. Mostly because I think it's funny and or destructive. I will admit, I think that was a lot of the strategy. Like Grim and I did a playthrough of not a full playthrough, but we started doing a bit of a playthrough of Divinity 2 off stream. I was the Red Prince for anyone who is familiar with Divinity 2. And no, that's Red's off. And it really just felt like strategically setting everything on fire. That may have been partially because I was playing the wizardy fire class. I can't remember the name of the classes in that game because they had to make them legally distinct from D&D class names. And I did set a lot of things on fire, and also they kept putting oil on the ground to be set on fire. I may have caused a not small amount of friendly fire to Grim. Because we were, as I mentioned, we were playing co-op. Can't remember. He was playing the Lich, the skeleton man. I don't think Lich was the right term. Not all skeletons are liches. This is what I mean about the chanting stuff. Because the song came out around the same time as the Vast song. Either First Nations or Latin chanting in your song make it sound classy and arty. This is also Canadian content, just in case you didn't know. Will I call it out every time? Not every time. Most of the time. Most of the time. Another row completed. It is important to celebrate your victories when you have them, even if they are little victories, like some cross-stitching rows. Because if you don't, I'm 100% guilty of it, where it's like, oh, hey, I did this thing. And it's like, well, I have to now plan for these steps 6, 7, and 8 that come after that, instead of being, taking a moment and being like, hey, this step has been accomplished. And that's great. Oh, I may have almost knocked over my soda, so we're going to move it. There. Thankfully, I did not fully knock it over, but it was enough to make it spicy for a second, just to keep things entertaining. Oh no, there's a cat here. Cat hair. Why? Cat hair. Go away. Go away. Can't be part of the finished product. At least not in the khaki section. Sorry, ultra tan. People will notice. They'll be like, why is there cat hair here? And then I'll cry. They weren't supposed to know I had cats. That's not true. I talk about my cats all the goddamn time. Everyone who knows me for more than 5 minutes knows I have cats. And they're very adorable. And I love them. This song very much feels like, and again, I'm probably like dating myself or whatever, but like what in the early days of like anime coming over to North America and like people were like editing their own AMVs. Well, people still edit their own AMVs, but like, you know what I mean? Like where, you know, the biggest trick you could have up your sleeve was be doing editing cuts to the beat. I feel like this would have been, I don't know, I did the thing again. I did that stitch in the wrong way. This feels like a very like song someone would have used for an AMV. What anime? Let's take a moment on that. I'm gonna say Fushigi Yugi. That one seems like a good fit. Hello, Protoman. It's weird thinking about like how like volume 3 actually came out, and like I just feel like ultimately it's act 3 part 1, but the fact that there is an partial act 3 is still like astounding to me. Like, what? How could this have happened? There was such a long pause between them. And I'm so used to when things go on significant hiatuses that, like, you know, like, let's be blunt, like, even if the thing has every intention, flip the stitch. Even if, you know, the hiatus is meant to be temporary, like, shit happens. Sometimes, you know, the loss of momentum just kills a project, or, you know, in the interim, the person moves on to other projects and just, you know, doesn't feel the inclination to go back. I mean, how many, you know, for one reason or another, like manga artists go on hiatus for their series and just it never gets finished, or you know, just something happens to the creator and they just can't finish. Yeah, I'm specifically calling out all you Clamp fans out there who are still waiting for an ending to X. Anyway, don't worry, I'll just be sitting here sighing loudly because I have an unresolved arc between Kamui and Fuma. Because Clamp doesn't care about my feelings, nor should they. Sorry, Clamp is the artist of X. I keep thinking I should try and find that movie on DVD because it never got a Blu-ray re-release. It barely got a DVD release. I had it on VHS, but I don't have the means to play VHSs anymore. Which I feel really bad about because it's like at one point my uncle gave me all this like home movie footage of my father who passed away, and it's like I have no means to play this. I appreciate the thought, but what do? VHS is dead. And I don't think it's gonna get like you know how like vinyl gets like it's like what's it called? Oh, you know, people still get record players and all that technology today. And even like cassette tapes kind of had a bit of a resurgence, oddly enough, but I don't think VHS is going to get that same thing because everyone hates the function of having to rewind a film to watch it again. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a little break. Sorry, not like a break from cross stitching, but like I don't like jumping a lot of stitches. You know what? Okay, I can do this. All right. It won't be a big jump. Oh, no. Needle. Needle, please. Needle. Needle, that's not where you go. Hmm. 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 Speaking of things that have been on an absurdly long break, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse. Is that next year? I can't remember. I know they had to like do like a rebuild. My understanding was is they couldn't proceed with what they had. Okay, you know what? I might gonna have to accept a jump here that I don't like. It's fine. You're allowed to do it. You're allowed to jump. No one sees the back. Don't worry about it. No, no, don't split that. Oh, no, stop it. No. There we go. Okay. Clean. Please increase your there you go counter by 1. It'd be really funny if Run the Jewels comes up after this. But I'm not going to check Spotify, so I will not spoil myself about what comes next. Oh, sorry, I realized. Sometimes I have a habit of trying to like hold it closer to me when I'm start getting into the zone. That means you guys can't see, and that's not fair. Come on. There we go. Mouse, why are you in my way again? Eh. I just realized this again. I think I've remarked on this before, but now that we actually have a day for control resonant, that means I know when there's going to be more music coming out by Poets of the Fall, though it'll probably be under their old Guards of Asgard name, but I'm still excited because I think they make lovely music and I'm excited for it. Hello, Motionless at White, or Motionless at White Blouse. Your tickets for your concerts are too expensive, and I'm a little grumpy about that. I know it's not necessarily directly your fault, but And the longer I do like any sort of like crafting, the more frequently I start needing to stretch my back out. I'm already feeling the tension that I need to like take a stretch. I just had one, or I felt like I just had one, but it's been like a whole half hour, so I probably should be doing more frequent stretch breaks than what I'm doing, but I don't want to. My body is a temple and I don't do shit for it. Okay. I feel like at some point I'm gonna have to like write a very long letter to my back and the rest of my body being like, I'm sorry. Whoop. Nope. Come on. Thread under. Thread go under. Nope, not quite. There we go. Boop. All right. That's kind of look. Yeah, you can start seeing the cloud, physical cloud, not like a data cloud. Okay, I definitely need to stretch though. Oh. Yeah. If you are also doing crafting, this is also your reminder to stretch your back and potentially unshrimp. Oh, thank you. There's been a redemption, so now I'll do an extra long version. Oh, I just felt my wrist crack. Specifically this wrist, it cracked on me. Oh. Hopefully the mic is not picking up the sound of my bones cracking. If it is, I apologize. Actually, not really, but. Hello, Enrique. Oh, thank you very much for greetings and hugs. I don't know if the entire world is here, but some of the world is here. Hello, how are you doing? Well, it's Tuesday here. I don't know if you live in the future. If you do live in the future, please tell me. And also let me know if you have jetpacks. Okay, this is Run the Jewels, even though it's saying it's DJ Shadow. It is. It is Run the Jewels. Yeah, DJ Shadow Run the Jewels. Hello. Enrique de Vigo. Ooh, that's cool. Okay, what part do I want to work on next? I'm gonna have to go to. I forget what the name of this color was. Mocha. I'm gonna put the line in down here. Yeah, that should be long enough. Yeah. Scissors, please. Okay. What are you up to on this fine day? As you can see, I am cross stitching. We also have some other people in chat also doing their crafting, which I hope they post pictures of when they're done, because I want to see. Whoop. Almost hit the mic there. Sorry about that. I do wonder if sometimes it could be fun to do like a Discord hangout or something like that, of just being like everyone's doing their own like thing, ditch and bitch group type stuff. Instead of just my voice being the only like one that's heard, you know. You don't need my voice for 3 hours. Sorry. Okay. We'll start here. Oop, and my foot. Oop. Oh, the song says shush, everybody shh. Or not. Don't let the song tell you what to do. Song isn't your mom. If the song is, if a song is your parental figure, please let me know. Also because I just want to know how that works. Can a song ground you? Well, that's a shift of genres. I'm not complaining. I like Apocalyptica. But it is a shift. Oh, wait, I didn't confirm if I didn't. Okay. Gotta do that stitch a little bit. Gotta make sure that your stitch is covering over the old thread. Or else your thread could unravel and then your cross stitch just falls apart and then someone's crying. Probably me. There. What if there's like a thing you can get for like as I said, like I kind of just use like a little bit of saliva to get my string. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Exotic Kitty 3. Is there an Exotic Kitty 1 and or 2? The number always makes me wonder about the rest. The implied existence. Oh, and thank you very much for the lurk. Maybe. Exciting. But yeah, thank you very much for the lurk. Hey, if you just want to hang out and do what and work on your own craft and just vibe, that's all good. I'll be here arguing with this stitch. Or not. There we go. Okay, how many stitches do I need on this row? It's going to be 3. Okay. I can do 3 stitches. I'm also attempting to be mindful of the time because I definitely went over time with my last stream and I don't want to do that again. Mostly because I also got work tomorrow. Trying to work on your OBS right now. Oh, are you also doing cross stitching? Are you planning to do that through streaming as well? Here, I'll show you what the finished product is supposed to look like, just so you know what I'm kind of working towards here. And also, what kind of cross stitching do you do? All right. So this specifically is from a video game called Disco Elysium. And this is the intended final product. Oh, Friday streamer. Hey, yeah, no, same. I mean, I just got back into doing hobby streams. This is actually my first time doing it since, I'm going to say, last year. December, I think, was the last hobby stream I did. But yeah, I do lots of video games, and this is actually like a shared channel. So Grim also streams from this channel, and he's going to be streaming, I think, Wednesday, Thursday as well. Not on stream this right now. Oh, cool, cool. Trying to black out of black workout. You know, hey, I get it. Hey, yeah. Yeah, like I just like right now I'm working through Mechanicus 2 on Fridays. I don't know what Grim's gonna be playing tomorrow. I'll put that up. Goodbye, Disco Elysium. I don't know what he's gonna be playing tomorrow. I know Thursday is gonna be Final Fantasy 12. But it is called Whimsical Wednesday for a reason, so I'm currently being worked up as a oh, that's cool. That sounds nice. That sounds cute. I will say, given my predilection for video games, a lot of my cross stitching tends to be pixel work, pixel sprite stuff. Okay, where Needle? Where have you gone? There we go. I do want to warn, I am by no means any sort of expert when it comes to cross stitching. Do not use me as a reference for good cross stitching habits because I do not have them. My ability to cross stitch or whatever I've learned, I found in an instruction booklet that came with a kit that a friend bought me as a gift. Oh, really? Only about a year? Wow. I did it a lot after university. That was kind of when I was doing a lot of it, and then I was gone. I stopped doing it for quite some time, and I recently came back to it. And I'm glad I did because I do enjoy doing it. I find it's a good way to. I find it's like can be like meditative at times. So I do enjoy sometimes just being able to kind of like zone out and slowly work on a project. Currently, I'm trying to add this crane game and stream the other. Ooh, oh, that is annoying. What kind of crane game is it? The only reason I ask is like we actually were playing like a crane game style game not too long ago called Dungeon Crawler, which is based around a bunch of like little rabbit characters playing a crane game. So I'm curious if it's the same game or if it's a different crane game. And maybe it may also have addiction to crane games. A few years ago, I went on a trip to Japan and may have spent more money than was a good idea trying to win all the prizes. Oh, it's from Etsy. Oh, okay, okay. It's an overlay. Oh, I'm sorry. That sounds cool though, like having to like kind of have like an interactive thing like that. There's a streamer who's a friend of the channel named Koslowski, and he's got lots of interesting stuff like that on his stream. Like he's got like interactive cabbages and he's got like a whole like Plinko board. It's really cool. Oh, my emo music's here. No one perceived my evanescence. Well, this is not my immortal. Then I have to start issuing apologies and refunds. There we go. Flip. All right, so we got that one done. Oh, I was fidgeting and I lost the slit. I slipped the stitch from my needle. Blech. I don't think I want to work on this section yet. Can work on this section. Okay, yeah, we can do that. All right. I think, okay, we'll put this away so I can resume from it later. Nope, not that one. And this one. It is important to clean up your threads before you lose track of them. Speaking of, where's the end of this one? There it is. Okay, there we go. And then this one on top, because I want to come back to this one first. Nope. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so we're going to come back to this one. Is this the same color? Hello, color check. Yes, okay. So I think I'll work on the clouds over here. Unfortunately, I'm not very good with, like, I'm okay at OBS. I mean, obviously I was able to get this whole thing set up, but unfortunately I find like the finer points of OBS elude me. Unfortunately. Bleh. All right. Where do I want to start? We'll start here. Yeah. It's just numbers for sure. Is it like a command type of thing where it's like enter a number to get the crane to do a certain thing? I am curious now. Please forgive me when I'm curious. I ask questions. Oh no, the Lady Gaga's here. Oh no, my shame. Oh, good. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Needle, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I see. I see what's happening. Wait. Yeah. The thread was getting a little hot there. Oh, there's text there. Give me 1 second. Whoop. I want to make sure I got this thread secure, and then I will read. Oop, okay. No, I'm just trying to overlay it on my screen. The crane goes across and then drops and then reveals what you want. It's not in center and it's getting cut off from an invisible line. Oh, it's in stream elements. There are clear guides or lines that I can't trim off. Oh, that does sound really frustrating. Feels like you're doing a lot of like move 2 millimeters to the left chest. Wait, that doesn't work. Move it 1 millimeter to the right. Wait, that doesn't work. Go back. Oh, that does sound very tedious. I'm so sorry. I mean, once you get it, I'm sure the feeling of satisfaction will be awesome, but the steps in the middle suck. It's songs like this that sometimes make me wonder if Lady Gaga is secretly a Sailor Moon fan. I'm just finding the space of where the stitches will go to make my life easier for future Elizabeth. Unlike past Elizabeth, who's like, that stupid bitch. Past Elizabeth. Oh my god, this is a deep cut. Oh my god, how old is this anime? I refuse. I refuse. My nostalgia's not that hard for Wolf Boy. Excuse me. Oh. What has happened to my... Here we go. We'll just go to this. We'll just get the cyberpunk out. That was from a very, very old anime called Wolf's Rain. Don't look it up. Or do. You know what? I can't tell you what to do. It's about a bunch of wolves who maybe could become people who were trying to find paradise. I can't remember how it ended. They may have all died. Oops, sorry. Came out around the same time as, like, if anyone remembers Ergo Proxy, another very, 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 very old. Where's my hubby when I'm... Oh no, is he the tech expert? Hubby, Exotic Kitty 3 requires you. Maybe Exotic Kitties 1 and 2, but at least 3. 4 or 5 remains under debate. And when you reach your ultimate form, you can be... Grim has been summoned by the cyberpunk music. When you reach your ultimate form of Exotic Kitty Infinite. Oh, flip the thread. Yeah, you gotta welcome everybody. Oh, the cyberpunk one? Yeah, I remember you mentioning that one. So just to clarify for chat, there is so there's obviously Cyberpunk the video game. It is based off of a tabletop game called Cyberpunk Red, or at least that's the current edition of it. Sorry. And they recently had a Humble Bundle come out where you can get all the tabletop material as well as its integrations for Roll20, if I recall correctly, on the Humble Bundle. So I think the Humble Roll20 is not your integration of choice, Grim. Sorry, Manalog also goes by Grim. I apologize for the confusion. What was I saying? Because I think your preferred is not Foundry. Called. I forget the name of the other program we used to play Cyberpunk on. I could go look it up, but I choose not to. Oh, hello, Apocalyptica. Welcome back. Yeah. Foundry is preferred. Okay, it is Foundry. Oh, I've never even heard of Demiplane. Yeah, fair enough. Fantasy Grounds. Right. There's a lot of VTTs out there. I think this is the last stitch I can do without pushing too hard. Or rather, before with this thread, I have to get another thread. Oh, okay. I wonder how they invented like the cello and the violin. Like, how did they figure out like? I mean, I guess early people were very bored and had time just to sit there and like I'm gonna take this string and then I'm gonna stretch it over this thing and then I'm gonna go click click click. Oh, it makes a fun sound. But yeah, I do. I kind of get the feeling of like sometimes you stick with the VTT that you know. There's a lot of them. Though I guess it depends on like ultimately like sometimes the best place is just wherever the game gets the most support. And Roll20 tends to be the default. Okay. All right. Back to the cross stitching mines. All right. Just pull the thread a little bit. Good. I go, ooh, sound. True enough, true enough. I mean, honestly, you know what? But whatever makes the process more interesting for you, right? Things are monotonous and boring enough. I'll be honest, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I'm pissed off when my work got rid of like we moved from like full remote to hybrid is it is so hard at work to not to turn off doing all the weird little tricks that I have to like motivate myself when I'm doing like boring coding or whatever. Because then I become a nuisance to the office. For some reason they don't want to hear me sing 8 hours of karaoke as I'm working. Oh my god, this song's old. The beep boops. That was a jump. So we had Cyberpunk soundtrack, jumping to Apocalyptica, then now over to 80s synth. So confusing when I customization this way. Honestly, you got me. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, like it's one of those things. Like I find sometimes also like if something is frustrating you at a certain point, you kind of just have to be like, you know what? You just got to walk away, like either take a break or go have a snack or just, you know, like my kind of activity of choice when I need to like get away from like work and kind of reset is to go for a quick walk around the block, provided the weather isn't butts. Just kind of reset because I find like, especially like with like, I find out a lot of times like if I have like puzzles or whatever, sometimes when you get stuck, you get stuck and you can't like think of other possibilities because it's like why thing that work should work, why no work, not fair. Okay. Like that. Oops, sorry. I was going to start grabbing books. Hey, whatever. What kind of books? Sorry, I'm a curious person. I'm going to ask questions. Someone's like, oh, I'm getting a snack. It's like, what's your snack? Tell me. I need to know what you're eating. Also post pictures. If you mention a cat, give me pictures of that too. Mixture books. Ooh, well, that's even more mysterious now. Is it science fiction? Is it manga? Is it a graphic novel, which is distinct from manga? Restoring Complete was called Wreck My Plans. Oh, okay. I have never heard of that. What kind is it? A nonfiction? Oop. I've been planning to read non-fiction. Oh, hey, congrats. I mean, I find reading something I did a lot when I was younger, and then like the internet wrecked my brain and wrecked my attention span. So sometimes it takes like a lot of effort for me to sometimes just sit down and read. And it frustrates me because I do like reading. I was able to finish the current books available for the Numina series, which is the one by Lindsay Ellis. The starting with I forget the call, but the most recent one I believe was The Truth of the Divine. And then there's another book series that I'd like to get back into, whose name is currently escaping me, unfortunately. One of my coworkers keeps telling me I should get into The Expanse. I do love me some sci-fi. Oh, contemporary romance. Fair enough. I understand. Ooh, Christmas. You know what? Like, as terrible as like and cheesy as it can be, you know what? There's a reason why they become, tropes, I guess. The tropes would be the right word, but like there's a reason they end up like that, and it's because it's stuff that happens. Use Goodreads. Oh, okay. I do find though I need to have like physical copies of books. I don't like reading on screens. It is a frustration of mine. Okay, so funny story about this song. So I learned about this artist from an AMV, and funnily enough, it was an AMV of Kingdom Hearts 2, but not the game when it came out, but only when it was in its pre-release trailer state. So it was only the segment of that organization 13 person on the beach and the fighting segment in the city with all of the Heartless. That was with Roxas, I believe, which is it's kind of funny that that's what my brain goes for this song, is that very specific segment of things in Kingdom Hearts 2, the trailer. Anyways, all right. I've seen the time. It is the time in which I must. That is I know. I know. That is the journey. I'll find the AMV. I'll just show you like this is how I was introduced to this band, to this very specific experience. Anyways. It's about coming up at about 11, so I'm gonna start wrapping up. Ooh, that is like add books. Fair enough. That's true. Type every time you're done reading in pages. Oh, okay. Yeah, the same. Like if I were to go on a trip, I would probably use a tablet as well. Oh, sure. Yeah, cool. Okay, that's good to know. I do kind of like the gamification of like progress because it helps keep me motivated, I guess is the best way to put it. So like being able to be like look at my progress bar or all that stuff. Someone has to win eventually. Hopefully your turn will come. Anyways, sorry. I am in the process of wrapping up because it is 11 here, anyways, for me. And also I have work tomorrow and stuff. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining on stream. It was a lot of fun. It was great to get back into doing hobby streams. I'm looking forward to continuing it. At least until Control Resonant comes out, and then we'll ditch this for my beloved. Anyways, my beloved Dr. Darling. Anyways, let me just bring up instead of looking at my hands, let's bring up the schedule. Boop. That's the wrong schedule. You think I would have checked this before going live, but no. There we go. The correct schedule. All right. So, as I said, tomorrow at 2 p.m. will be Wednesday, Whimsical Wednesday with Grim at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Time. Hey, that's him. He'll be here, and I'm not too sure what Whimsical Wednesday will be, but you should come by and find out. And then he'll be back again on Thursday at 2 p.m., continuing his playthrough of Final Fantasy 12. Start your debates in the chat about which Final Fantasy is the best one and why you're wrong if it's not 9. Anyways, and then I will return. So the schedule's not quite accurate here. There's actually going to be a double stream on Friday, especially. So at 5 o'clock, Grim, myself, and friend to the channel, Kolslowski, we're going to be doing a watching of Summer Games Fest kind of live reaction thing. We'll see what trailers they got. See if they tease some new Kingdom Hearts or anything else. Put your suggestions for what you hope to see. And then we'll take a break after the State of Play ends, and then I will be back at 8 o'clock or some variant of that time to continue playing more Mechanicus 2. Yeah, Mystery Sparkles. No stream on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be unavailable. I have a family commitment. Hooray. And so it'll just be Grim on Sunday at 2 p.m. What will happen on Sunday? Also a mystery. Yeah. Anyways, that takes care of all that. If you haven't already, I was just about to post that, but thank you very much. There you got our link tree, which we will definitely be only keeping for a little while longer before we have to get rid of it in all the AI. Yeah, you are speed. But for now, that's got links to our Blue Skies, our Discord, as well as the VODs of our YouTube. And yeah. All right, all that taken care of again. Thank you guys so much for joining and hanging out. And let's go find someone to stream. Not raid. The word is raid. I'll get there. Holy shit, a lot of people are live. Why are there so many people live? Oh, okay. Luna Mira is also doing crafting. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Let's raid over to Luna. All right. Ooh, looks like they're doing some papercraft. Ooh, sounds like fun. All right, let's go. All right. Good afternoon, good evening, good night. And hopefully get to see you again. All right. Bye, everybody. Bye.